let's go back and focus on the markets as well. We've got a special guest joining us, Waqar Naqvi, CEO at Taurus Mutual Fund. Waqar, good to have you with us. First, let me just get a sense of how you're viewing the market right now. It's in a very narrow sort of trading zone, and there's not much in terms of direction that people are eyeing. To your mind, what are the triggers before elections, post-elections, or will we look at, global shows to make all the difference?
You see, the elections themselves are the biggest trigger, and I'm sure everybody has factored in the March results, which it so appears at this point in time that they might be weak. While that has been factored in, the elections are the biggest trigger. I'm sure everybody would wait and watch, and the markets might move only sideways till the time the election results are out. Post that, I think on the domestic front, we need to watch out for the monsoon. While the contribution of agriculture has gone down dramatically in the GDP, the fact remains that while also it is true that we have enough food supply, I think if the monsoon plays truant and there is confusion at the parliament, it might not spell something good for the stock markets. But that doesn't seem to be a major worry at this point in time. That is as far as the domestic front is concerned. Yes, equally true is that we feel that the interest rates might go down slightly, which might again be welcomed by the markets. And on the global front, I think we need to watch out when commodities really move up, when the recovery starts happening in some countries. I mean, I would be particularly keen on US, of course, it's obvious choice, and Germany to watch out how they span up.
Waqar, you've launched a fund yesterday. Would you think you would be able to mop up the required or perhaps the targeted corpus for that particular fund in a market like this?
You see, in today's times, to have the courage to launch a fund is in itself, I would say, commendable. We have not kept for ourselves a target because, this fund which follows a particular theme is one, a lot of amount is targeted to be mobilized from FIIs which might not come in a hurry. And the other is on the domestic front, the economic scenario is bad. So it is our belief that while large sums in the NFO launch itself are welcome, however, if we collect a decent sum, which again I repeat, we haven't kept a target for ourselves, it's in line with our philosophy that, this is an investment management business. Funds should be launched at all times. Generally, it is preferable to launch at a time when the markets are less, and hence we have gone ahead and with our conviction launched this fund. But yes, we haven't kept any targets for it.
Waqar, it's India's first ever Sharia compliant fund. How big is that opportunity? If you compare, now you can't compare with domestic peers because there's no such fund of that sort. But if you compare with global funds of a similar nature, what kind of returns do we see? What kind of interest do we see? What is the investment strategy in case that differs? If you can talk a little bit about that, because this is the first product in India.
Oh, yes. See, we did quite a bit of research on how these funds have behaved in the US and how these funds have behaved in Europe, and how the the S&P CNX 500 Sharia index, which was created in December 06, against which this fund is benchmarked, has behaved in the last 2 years. Our findings revealed that while there are certain sectors this fund does not invest in, you also can call it a socially responsible fund. In the US and the Europe post the subprime crisis, this fund has outperformed the normal broader diversified funds. And in India, in the last 4 quarters, since the time the S&P CNX 500 Sharia was incorporated, in 4 quarters this fund has outperformed the broader diversified index. So which makes us believe that there should be an appetite for this fund across sections of the society. There should be appetite for this fund also because we are launching it at a time when markets in the next 3 to 5 years, everyone is sure have to move up, and the returns would, once the returns are there, I am sure it's going to attract a lot of attention. So it is a case of this fund should, generally speaking, outperform the broader diversified funds in bad times. In good times, it might show a marginal underperformance. Our mapping revealed that in terms of the underperformance and outperformance, there's a negligible difference, and it tracks the broader diversified index very, very closely.
Vakar, on the broader market, what is your call? You said elections in themselves are going to be extremely important. Do you think, after that, post-elections is the time when there will be some structural change in the market? We're going to get out of this very, bear grip that we have been in the past year, almost a year, actually a little over a year.
We don't see the bear grip moving away in a hurry. We feel that the market will finally move up when while you are a very good product. India, the fundamentals remain intact. We are all aware of those figures which have been so widely spoken about. Our savings rate, our strengths in terms of aluminium, steel, IT. I mean, you name it, we have it. Telecom. Yet we believe that for the market to really move up, while the product is very, very good, there has to be a supply of money into the stock market to really make the market move up, which we don't see happening in a hurry. I don't see that at least till end of December 09. And I guess more clarity will come by November, December 09. Equally, you are aware, inflation is going down. We might see an interest rate cut further. Crude is down, so prices should come down. We are a consumption-driven economy. We are a price-sensitive economy. All that augurs well. Yet it might become a case of that the valuations are really good, valuations are really low, yet there isn't enough money chasing the stocks. So I think once the economy is ready to gear up and to move up further, we would like to watch out when the money supply really hits the stock market in a positive manner.
But Vakar, how do you play it ahead of the game? Because when the money supply comes in, everybody will rush in to buy. And then maybe stock prices will just shoot up instantly, or it'll be a very V-shaped spike in many of these charts. So you, as a mutual fund player, how do you preempt this move and therefore make the buying decisions before that event?
See, we have our sectoral analysis in place. As far as Taurus is concerned, when we last 1 year, we have really revamped the investment process, and which is showing in the results. A few of our equity schemes are right at the top and across time frames. And, we have been off late. We have been almost 25 to 30% in cash, which has also paid off. Our calls have gone right. And I think our sectoral analysis is pretty strong at this moment, and that's what we intend to do, to be into stocks before they really move up. I think the same holds true for the investors also, that it's disappointing that at this point in time the investors are keeping away from the stock markets, which my guess is more because of the sentiment, because all of us know that people should buy when the prices are low. So I think it holds true for both, for the investors as well as for the mutual funds. And we intend to be ahead of the curve by making the right stock picks, investing in companies which have a good cash generation capacity and the normal fundamentals. You look at sectors which should do well. For example, power and oil and gas is something we are overweight at this point in time. There are a couple of other sectors. Automobiles for us is a case-specific issue. We are not bullish on four-wheelers. We are two-wheelers, we are looking closely at certain stocks. We don't look at every stock in the two-wheeler space. So I think we'll be taking all those sector-specific, stock-specific calls to be ahead of the curve.
All right, Vakar, pleasure having you with us with your thoughts and perspective. Appreciate it. Hope to see a lot more of you here on NDTV Profit. Take a quick commercial break. No signs of recovery, at least not after the first 30 minutes of trade.
8,900 has been broken on the Sensex. We'll come back at your global views as well from 3i Asia as well as Bobby Rakit of FAT.